meant to be. Hello, hi, what's up? It's your girl Taylor McGahee and we're back with another video. Wow, 3 videos in like a week. Who am I? Who is she? Anywho, if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to join my family, so go ahead and hit that button down below. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the ABH Carli Bybel palette, and I'm also going to be talking to you about confidence. And I know that's kind of random, Carli and confidence, but we're going to do it today. So I'm going to do a little eye tutorial for you guys, and then I'm also going to kind of have a chit chat, kind of chill, sit back, let's talk about some confidence and some life situations after I do my face. So if you guys want to see how I created this eye, what I think about that palette, and a few tips for me, then just go ahead and keep on watching. I accidentally started on the wrong eye. I like doing this eye on camera just because of how the cameras are set up. I ended up doing this one off camera, but the only 2 colors that I've laid down already are Chai and Cindy. And I'm going to take more of Cindy and Chai with the Makeup Shack T50 and throw this into my crease some more. And you guys, honestly, I was kind of surprised at how ashy this palette really is. Like, obviously looking at it, you're like, okay, well, this isn't very suitable for black people. But actually putting it on, you guys can see how pale I am. And I got to a point to where I was trying to like continue adding Chai into my crease to help blend out Bowie, I think that's how you say it. And it dead ass looked ashy. Like, if it looks ashy on me, I can only imagine what it looks like on somebody that's deeper complected than me. So I just don't know how to feel at this point. We can say for today, this is a very simple eye. It's really easy, honestly, for anybody that's wanting to recreate it. Now, I'm not saying like this palette's just the worst thing ever. I don't know, like even this color, like I'm just not a big fan of cool tone browns. I don't like cool tones, so it's just hard for me to like a palette that has cool tones in it because I don't really use them. I don't use them. And I was trying to film yesterday too, and the 2 eye looks that I did yesterday, like literally I struggled. That's when I realized I didn't really care for the palette. I used Mandala. I tried to use it on my lid. Literally, like you can tell from looking at it on camera that I had to like scratch the actual shadow and try to pick it up with the brush because you could not pick it up. Like I literally was like, where are you? And I've noticed, I think I just said that. I'm not sure if I said about all the shades, but I've noticed that basically every single shade that I've picked up out of this palette, where's my brush? Every single shade that I picked up out of this palette that I was expecting to be like a certain color, they all have come out way lighter than what I've expected. So like, I don't want to just call it straight up ashy, but they're just light. Today's video isn't just a review, it's also kind of girl talk. It doesn't have to be girl talk because everybody needs some confidence, okay? No matter what you are, what you identify as, what your sexual orientation is, everybody deserves some confidence, okay? And today I'm just going to talk to you guys about how I kind of tapped into mine, finding myself, and just some pointers if you feel like you're lost or you're trying to become more confident but you don't know what to do, where to start. There are some things just that I've found out, obviously through life experience, that help with that. If you take away some things, add some things, appreciate some things, accept some things, honestly, it's really not that hard to tap into. But it can be a slippery slope and it can be a roller coaster of a ride. I'm not even gonna lie to you because it's not like I got here overnight. But it's freeing, honestly, to find yourself and to be more comfortable with yourself and to not really care or give a flying F what anybody has to say, think, feel about you, what you're doing. It's very, very, very freeing. But that's something I feel like I want to talk about once I kind of finish this eye so I can actually focus on what I'm saying. Right now, I used the ABH eye primer just now to cut my crease. For anybody that was wondering, this is what it looks like. And this is what it looks like on the back of my hand. I'm going to kind of pick up the extra primer with my finger just because I like it to kind of carve out my crease, but actually sticking eyeshadows onto it, I don't know, I don't really care for it. I like the primer for I like the primer like to mix with other pigments to kind of like make a colored base, but I'm not a big eyeshadow primer person, so that's probably why I wouldn't say I don't like the eyeshadow primer from that brand or ABH. I just don't really care for eyeshadow primer in general. So now I'm taking Moo. This is what Moo looks like. I know, you guys, please ignore my nubby now. But this is what Moo looks like in the pan, right? You see? You see it, okay? And then this is what it looks like on my eyelid. Like, I just think it looks so much lighter than it does on my eye than it does in the pan. Like, you would think it would be a little more gold. I don't know. Like I said in my last video, after those Norvina palettes came out, it's just like, I feel like that I don't want anything else. I don't need anything else. And I definitely feel like I said in the video, the formula for those Norvina palettes is so much better than these. Like, going from those Norvina palettes back to this, it's just like something's different. This is Aura edit palette. It looks like it would be kind of like a coppery color when you put it on, but once I put it on, it kind of turned pink, which I like. I think it's pretty. And then we're gonna move on to Complexion. Well, honestly, I really just wanted to show you guys how I was doing my eyes. I didn't really want this to be like a full-on tutorial, so I guess I'll just, I don't know, I guess we can get to talking while I do my face. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it's hard for me to keep focus on what I'm doing when I'm also doing my face. Like, I'll get sidetracked and forget what I'm saying because I'm so concentrated on doing my face, but it's okay. With this song, telling my whole life. With this world, and now as I look down, I see where I fell into your arms and what I love. Okay, so I like to let my concealer sit on my face for a few minutes before I go ahead and blend it out. I just feel like I get more coverage that way. But while I'm sitting here waiting, I guess we can go ahead and start the whole confidence talk. I have a lot to say about this topic because I've tapped into a lot of myself in the past year, honestly. The past 2 years, if we're being honest. But really this year, in the past 6 months, I feel like I've grown into a completely different person. Like, and it's crazy because I've really been working on myself, but it takes that. If you feel like you're struggling to find yourself, you're struggling to find your purpose, you're struggling to figure out who you are, you have to sit down in the mirror and like address your issues. Figure out what your problem is and address it full on. For me, the hardest part was kind of accepting where I was and accepting the fact that I really wasn't comfortable in my own skin. And it's okay, there are a lot of people that struggle with that, and I know I'm not alone in that, but it took a lot for me to have to step away from YouTube for a little while. I know, obviously, like I've said this multiple times, but the reason why I was uploading videos, and every video either I looked uncomfortable, or I looked like I was bitch, or I looked like I didn't want to be filming or anything like that. I was just anxious. I've always struggled with anxiety and depression, but definitely anxiety when I sit down to film. Even if you like go back and watch my old videos, I used to be like, hi guys, like, and I was constantly like, I mean, I talk with my hands either way, but I was tapping and look nervous and would hold my hands, or like I would talk really, really, really fast, and it was all because I was just nervous and I was just afraid of what people's perception was. And a lot of times I feel like people are afraid to truly be themselves. At least I know I was because I was afraid of what people were going to think. And at the end of the day, somebody's always going to have something to say. Somebody's always going to have something negative to say, especially. So it's like you might as well just do what you want to do. And I know people say that all the time, but you guys, and I tell you, it's so true. Like, there's absolutely no reason for you to be not doing something because you're afraid of what somebody's going to say or do. 9 times out of 10, that person's sitting back and is going to watch you anyway, no matter what you upload. They're going to watch and talk shit. They're going to watch and give you views. They're going to watch and give you money. So you might as well just be yourself and upload things that you know you're proud of. I got tired of uploading content on YouTube where it was like, I uploaded it because I thought you guys were expecting it out of me, but I would never watch it back because I knew I wasn't really proud of it. Like, I knew I looked awkward in the video. I knew I looked like, but like, I knew you guys were also asking for tutorials, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it out. It's okay, like, just do it anyway, they want it. But I shouldn't have done that, but It's okay, you live and you learn. I feel like I started really tapping into my confidence when I realized a lot of the reasons why I felt uncomfortable 24/7 was because of the people that I was around. What you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with, they all affect you and they all play a part in how you deal with yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you let other people treat you. Like, it all plays a huge part. I know you probably think it doesn't, which I, in the past, clearly, by the people that I was surrounding myself with, I didn't think it was gonna bother me like that. Like, I thought, like, okay, I might be friends with, like, some people that I feel like they're not all the way on the right track, or they're not doing what they need to be doing 24/7, but it's not gonna affect me. And I was hanging out with them 24/7. So it was like, it will affect you eventually. If you're around things that you know you don't need to be around, you're around things that make you uncomfortable, you're around things that bother your spirit, you're around things that make you feel like, should I be here? Move. Literally, like, remove yourself from that situation. I had to really take myself out of where I was, like, remove myself from that situation, be alone for some months, and not looking back on it, I'm like, wow, like, the reason why I felt like I wasn't good enough to do this, or this content wasn't good, or I'm not tall enough to model, or anything, like the craziest things, I'm not a good girlfriend, or I'm crazy, or I have trust issues, like literally the craziest things. It was all because of the people that I was dealing with. You're not asking for too much, you're not doing too much, you're not too much, you're just around the wrong people. You're trying to be friends with the wrong people, you're trying to be acquaintances with the wrong people, whatever it is, it's not you, it's them. So it took me a long time to realize that I'm always gonna be me. What you see is what you get with me. Like, I can be very, very, very goofy. And in the past, I wanted to tone that down when it came to YouTube because I didn't want people to think like, oh my God, like, what is wrong with this girl? But now, like, I don't care, because at the end of the day, everybody has something about them where it's just like, nobody's perfect. And not like I'm trying to be perfect, but I also am not trying to hide myself either. I felt like in the past, even though I was uploading content, I was still hiding who I was as a person. And now I just feel, even now, like, I just feel so much more relaxed on camera, if you can't tell. Because I used to film and honestly, like, be nervous to film. Like, sit down and be like, okay, we gotta start now. Like I said, shaking, tapping. Like, I was just talking to Sky, and Sky was saying, like, I look uncomfortable sometimes on camera too. Well, it's true, because I used to be uncomfortable. Like, and for me, it's hard to hide my feelings in my face. Like, whenever you bother me, if I don't like you, if I feel uncomfortable, if I don't like something, there's something in my nose that itches. I'm not picking my nose, I promise. 9 times out of 10, if I don't like something, you're gonna be able to see it all in my face. What was I even talking about just now? See, this is why I said I don't like to do my face and talk at the same time, because I lost my train of thought that fast. Like, I literally was just talking, and now I can't even remember what I was talking about. See, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my face. We can just sit and talk and chat, and I can just be cute on camera, and we'll just have a whole confidence chat. A little confidence corner, how about that? Oh, pretty baby, don't let me down, okay. Oh, pretty baby, and I'm in there, and let me love you. Oh, baby, let me love you, baby. What? You find? Pick a key, any key. Pick a key, any key. Go. Defense, go. Taylor, what? Knock 'em down, roll. What was that cheer? It was like something like hitting your knee. Knock 'em down, roll 'em around. Knock 'em down, roll 'em around. I know, I did not just remember that cheer from like my freshman year in high school. Hold on. Something, knock 'em down, roll. Wait, no. Knock 'em down, roll 'em around. And it was like, no. Knock 'em down, roll 'em around. Oh my God, I just had a whole flashback, y'all. That just took me back, like back, all the way back. I also got these glitters in the mail with that Carli Bybel palette, so I'm gonna open these. They look super pretty. These are what the glitters look like up close. Super pretty. They all come across like they would look white as you first apply them, but they're all kind of duochrome, so they have different colors. These are them, these are them, these are them. So let's just go ahead and hop on into it. I don't know what I want to use. This glitter is bomb, you guys. Okay, so I used the glitters in Snowfall and Glisten. I used Glisten up in my crease, so I'm going to lay some lash glue down first. I feel like because I used the Carli palette today that I just have to contour my nose. I just feel like that's part of the whole package deal. I can't not contour my nose. Carli be snatching her nose. You hear me? Like, snatching. Y'all know I'm an ABH stan. Like, I absolutely love Anastasia, but this palette for me just is not it palette. I really don't like the top row. I think the reason why I don't like the palette, I keep saying I don't like the palette, is because I don't like the top row. The bottom row is like, I can work with it, but it's just, like I said, I have those colors in like 1,000 different palettes. And if not a palette, in singles. So it's just like, I don't know, I feel it's kind of repetitive. It's not something that I feel like I have to get my hands on. But to each his own. To each his own. Where's my brown gel? Lizzie came in here like, Mom, what are you doing? Y'all, I used to love this song. Oh my gosh. Growing up, living in this house, I used to sit upstairs in my room with my little CD player and listen to this song on her CD over and over and over and over. Oh my gosh, just before I knew she was a whole fraud. Once I found out it was really Ashanti singing and not her, I just can't look at her the same way, but I still love J-Lo. It's such a shame what I'm leaving, the way you mistreat me, but oh baby, that don't faze me. Okay, so for lips, there is a lip set, if I can get it open. I got these in the mail too. I used brown lip liner actually for lip liner today. I mean brown eyeliner for lip liner today. So now I'm going to take one of the lipsticks. I don't know which one I want to use. These two look really pretty. This looks kind of peachy and this one looks a little more brown. So I'm going to use those two. Ooh, she's nude for real. I actually really like this lip by itself, even though I haven't worn a matte lip in forever. Well, I wore a matte lip in my last video, but that was my first time wearing a lip in like so long. I really like this lip color. It came out super, super cute, but I'm going to put the gloss on just to say that I tried it too. I like it with gloss on it, but I don't know if I like this specific gloss. I'm going to go ahead and throw my Milani gloss on top of it. I think I'm just obsessed with these Milani glosses. Like, it just looks so much better now. Wow, face is beat. We look cute. Ooh. I need help. Okay, so my face is done. We can go ahead and start talking about some confidence now. But before we go ahead and do that, do I really need these earrings on? Like, at this point, y'all seen I look cute. So can I like take them off because they're heavy? Yeah? Okay. Let's take them off. I'm not a therapist, but we're just gonna talk about things that helped me that I feel like might help you. So yeah, I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down on my notes because you guys, like I said, I have a lot to get off my chest. Like, Lizzie, print. I have 4 animals, y'all know this, so it's always something going on. Like, there's always somebody making noise. But anyways, I know from personal experience that finding yourself can freak you the hell out, but it's necessary for your growth. I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for me taking the time to really get to know myself. Even though I was still on social media, I wasn't on YouTube, so like that was kind of the break that I was giving myself. Even though I've had, like, obviously I've had multiple breaks here on YouTube, this last time I knew I was only taking it because I didn't want to completely stop uploading on YouTube, but I didn't want to just make makeup content anymore. So I had to figure out what it was that I wanted out of life, honestly, and I ended up bumping into modeling. Modeling has done something that I feel like a lot of people need, and it's like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So for me, modeling has pushed me into acting and getting into singing and dancing and just doing all these things that I know I've had these talents, but I've never really tapped into them just because, I don't know, certain things like being bullied or like honestly not believing in yourself 100%. Sometimes like they can stop you from actually trying to do something. And I know that sounds like, well, duh, but it really can. Don't get me wrong. I know how it feels to find yourself and go through that journey. It's scary. Like stepping away from, a lot of times for me, it was like toxicity. Stepping away from things that were just completely dramatic and chaotic and just unhealthy. Stepping away from that and being by myself, being completely alone. You guys, I don't know why I feel like I'm about to cry. They're not sad tears, they're happy tears. Because while I didn't want to actually step away from everything and everybody that I stepped away from, well, don't let me lie, some people I did want to step away from. My first step was, like I said, to step away from everything that I felt like was holding me back, that was bringing me down, that was taking me to a place that I didn't want to be at anymore. I felt like that mentally and spiritually, physically and emotionally I was growing, but all these situations were just holding me back. Ooh, Jesus, help me. So I had to look at myself in the mirror one day and say, Taylor, you love yourself more than you love these people. These people don't love you. So it's time, I'm so dramatic, to step away from the drama and the chaos and all the bullshit and go do you. And go figure out what it is that you want out of life. And that's what I did. Can you tell I haven't talked to my therapist in a few weeks? I'm so dead. I just want to be real with you guys because I spent so long not really being myself. And while I am talking about confidence, I have to be real and just let you guys know this came from a place of like vulnerability. This didn't happen overnight, and when I started off and I was really trying to figure out how I ended up in such a dark place, I had to be real with myself. And I had to just accept what decisions I had made for myself. Meaning more like the people I chose to be around. I spent a lot of time ignoring what I wanted and what I needed to be doing for myself just to be around other people, when other people would much rather do for them where they don't really care about you, you know? And that's just a part of life, but I had to go through those situations just to realize that everybody's not going to stick around. Everybody's not going to always be there. And while all that sucked, I needed those life experiences just to kind of season me up a little bit, you know? I kind of felt like I really had never really gone through anything in life ever that showed me that people are just shitty. So I needed that. I got it. I'm good, and we're moving past it. But when it comes to confidence, I feel like I was always confident kind of growing up. And then when I first started my YouTube channel, like I feel like, yes, I had confidence, but my confidence level is absolutely nowhere near where it was back then. Like I remember sitting down to film my first YouTube video being like so nervous, you guys, like so nervous. So that came with time, but I got to a point to where I think like around when I was like 20, 21, I started realizing who I was. I started remembering who I was again. And I felt like I started trying to find my way, but I really still didn't know what I wanted to do. And then after just dealing with a whole bunch of crap and just being around people who are just always talking negatively to you and putting you down or just trying to make you feel like you're not enough, after a while you'll look in the mirror, or I did at least, and I was kind of just like, yes, the hell you are. Like, you're definitely good enough. You're everything. You're whole. You're amazing. You're giving. You're kind. Like, sometimes it's just that little reminder that you literally have to say out loud to yourself. Like, not like I'm thinking in my head, like, yes, you are, Taylor. You can go do it. Like, you have to go look at yourself in the mirror and literally tell yourself, Taylor, you're enough. You're enough to not take some crap from somebody over and over again to where you're starting to, like, second guess yourself. Like, that should never happen. You should never be looking in the mirror like, oh, it's my fault that somebody else is mistreating me. Because it's not. Like, that's a them thing. It's not you. It's them. But yeah, no, after dealing with so many crappy situations, I finally looked at myself in the mirror and was like, Taylor, all the BS is over with. Like, it's time out. I honestly got tired of my own crap. Like, and when I say that, I mean, like, I would put everybody else before me. Like, when it came to work, when it came to my health, when it came to, like, literally anything. Like, I always had somebody in front of me. I was always trying to do something else because somebody else wanted something. And I had to stop doing that because people were just taking and taking and taking and taking and taking from me. And I felt drained every single fucking day. I know that sounds so dramatic, but I'm so serious, you guys. Like, after a while, I just felt like there was just, like, little to nothing left. Like, so I picked myself up. I found an amazing therapist. I was not kidding just now when I say clearly I haven't talked to my therapist. And I just started finding myself. I started writing, I started reading, I started walking, I started singing, I dance in the mirror. Like, I do all kinds of things throughout the day to get myself through the day. I do a lot of things throughout the day to kind of encourage myself. My number one thing are definitely positive affirmations. So like I said, like looking in the mirror and being like, hey, you can do this. So hey, you're about to go do this, you're gonna kill this shit, and you're gonna be done. Period. I will do that before I film, like sit down and be like, hey Taylor. Because filming is not my favorite thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like that's kind of obvious. But I will sit myself down and be like, Taylor, you're about to film this chit chat, get ready with me. Your face is gonna be beat, and you're about to be done. Period. And I will sit my ass down now and do my work. Like, I just had to get myself in a space where I was doing more positive talk out loud than I was doing negative talk inside my head. Because for me, I'm an overthinker and I'm an overanalyzer. So if I'm sitting down, like looking at myself in the mirror literally, like, or looking at myself sitting in front of this camera like, damn it, I gotta film and I don't want to film. And I'll just sit there and just start like bitching in my head, like negatively, and talking negatively in my head until I get up from the chair and don't film. I had to stop doing that to myself. I literally was driving myself insane because I'm a workaholic and I love working once I'm doing something that I really like. But if I find myself in a situation where I don't like it or I'm uncomfortable, it's hard for me to put everything into it. I will sit there and just like nitpick it to death. So I had to kind of discipline myself more, and that's another part of self-love. And you'll find your confidence in that, is self-discipline. Yummy. For me, I had to show myself that disciplining myself enough to get my work done for myself was just another way of showing myself some love. And overall, the more positivity you feed your soul, the more love you feed yourself, the better you're going to feel about yourself. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense in my head. So hopefully it made sense coming out of my mouth. I feel like another obvious confidence booster is doing what makes you happy. I feel like that's kind of obvious, but like, for real, honestly, like finding something that sparks your soul. Like, when I tell you, I literally feel like I found myself, I'm at home and I don't ever want to leave. Like, that's exactly what I mean. Once you find it, you're gonna know what it is, but you gotta figure out what that is, what feeds you, what fuels your fire. Like, there's something about modeling that just makes me want to work and never stop working. And that might just be a part of my personality trait, but I also feel like once you find your passion and once you find something that you really, really love, you're never going to want to stop doing it, and it's never going to feel like a job because it's something that you love, you know? And I know, like, the thought of like, oh my gosh, well, what are people going to think if I say like I want to try this? I've had that thought before. Gotta be completely honest. At this point, I don't give a flying fuck. If I'm being quite frank. So it's just like, you gotta live for yourself. Like, hey, that's what it boils down to. Because everybody else is out here living for themselves. They're doing what they want to do. So like, why don't you do the same? You know, as long as you're not harming anybody, hurting anybody's feelings, like, you're good. A huge part that plays in confidence is just loving yourself, obviously. You are you. You're not going to change. So at this point, love you. I used to, honestly, and I want to just hug myself now and give myself a kiss, because I used to sit in front of this camera and look at myself and be like, I hate my teeth. while my teeth aren't my favorite, no, they're not. I'm still a beautiful girl. And I used to literally like sit in the mirror and just like pick myself apart. You have to love you for you. And I'm being so serious when I say that. Like, there's no reason to not accept every part of your body, because every part of your body is part of your body. Like, you just have, you're just gonna have to find a time where you can sit down and be like, all right, bro, this is me and I love me no matter what. Like, of course there are going to be times where you're not gonna like certain things on your body. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of deep cut dresses and tops and things because I don't have boobs. But I still love me. Like, I wouldn't think of any less of me because I have that on, you know? And in the past, I feel like I had the wrong mindset. Like, I would look in the mirror and be like, ew, Taylor, you look gross, or ew, Taylor, you're stupid, or ew, Taylor. And it's such a bad habit. Like, I know a lot of us do it, but you have to cut it out. Because honestly, your soul does not know when you're kidding. And you talk like that to yourself over and over and over again, and eventually you're going to start meaning it, and you're going to start saying it and talking to yourself or thinking to yourself like that without even recognizing it. And before you know it, you have these negative thoughts just flowing in your head and coming out of your mouth, and it's just a negative mess. And yeah, I also feel like once you kind of come to terms with accepting yourself and accepting who you are for who you are, there's nothing anybody can really say to you about yourself that you already don't know and that you already haven't accepted. So like people coming to me saying, oh, she has a gap in her teeth. Yeah, I know, I've had this gap for 23 years. Like, and I'm cool with it. Like, that's people just, you are who you are, and if you learn to accept it and you learn to love it, people come to you and they point things out, it's not going to bother you because you're like, yeah, I know. I'm glad your eyes work. My ears work. I heard you, but like, I just don't care, you know? I also feel like energy and vibes are another huge part of just confidence and being able to be cool with yourself, be cool with other people, and just vibe with other people. It's just the energy and vibes that you give off. Like, I can sense somebody's vibes and their energy. I can read somebody's body language and just tell if I'm gonna like you or not. And you'll be able to see it in my face if I'm gonna like you or not, or if I like you or not. Because it's easy for me to just tell what kind of person somebody is by my first couple interactions with you, honestly. Especially now after the things that I've gone through. A couple years ago, it would have been a little different, clearly. But now, the red flags go up and I'm like, yeah, no, you gotta go. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like when you're constantly sending out good vibes and you're constantly being nice to other people, that's what you're gonna attract, and that's what's gonna be sent back to you. Honestly, I believe in karma. Karma is real. So what you send out, you will get back. So if you're sending out negative vibes 24/7, that shit ain't cute, one. And two, you're gonna get that right back. Whether you think nobody can hear you or I'm just talking shit with my boyfriend, nobody knows. Like, karma is karma. But hey, do what you want. I just feel like the more you talk negatively in general, the more it just kind of brings down your spirit. I just feel like it's gonna attack your soul. So you might as well just not do it. But who am I? Gandhi. But yeah, no, and another thing is like giving compliments, taking compliments, but also giving compliments. If you see somebody and you think they look nice, they smell nice, or they have a cute outfit on, or if you're talking to them and you think they're intelligent, just say something. Like, what I personally believe in, you treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want somebody doing you dirty, don't do anybody else dirty. So I feel like the last big one is just like comparison. Like, you should not be comparing yourself to anybody ever. This race is between you and you. You in the finish line, and that's it. While there are other people running the marathon with you, and you might see them either trip along the way or take off running and go even faster on the way. Like, everybody might be running with you, but you're racing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because I feel like that's just another way to kind of distract yourself from what the bigger picture is. I saw a meme, like a little quote meme, whatever, that said like, comparison is the thief of joy, and that's honestly so true, you guys. Like, you can't compare yourself to anybody else because you don't know what you're comparing yourself to, honestly. Especially if you're looking at somebody on social media that you literally have never met in real life. You don't know what they've gone through. You don't know what they've had to work for. You don't know what is really what when it comes to looking at them via social media, just because you're only seeing what they put out there. Like, you might be jealous of a car that somebody else has, not knowing that you're about to be blessed and win the lottery 2 weeks later. Like, you you cannot compare yourself to anybody ever, because everybody's journey is just completely different, and I've really come to learn that. I truly feel like I've made all the connections that I've made and have grown the following that I have right now just to get myself to where I am modeling, if that makes sense. I feel like I went to the beauty community first, so when I got to modeling, I would have those connections already. I would already know how to do my makeup. I would already know how to do my hair. I would already know how to market myself. I would already know how to film and edit and do all these things just so I can promote myself as a model. And I think that is absolutely amazing. Like, I truly feel like God has a complete path for every single person on this earth. And it's just your job to tap into your talents, tap into what it is that I said fuels your fire. Like, I really just started looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, okay, well, I love taking pictures. I love doing my own makeup and hair. I love singing. I love being in front of people now. Like, I've always been kind of a performer. Obviously, I did competitive cheerleading, but that was with a team. So I've been used to competing with people around me, and now kind of being the star act, if that's what you're looking at it as, by yourself, it's kind of frightening, or it was at first, which is why it took me so long to break out of my shell. But now it's kind of just I'm just living my life and I'm letting y'all watch it, you know? I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just being myself. And that just comes with confidence. Confidence is really more of I'm comfortable with myself whether you like me or not, and not oh, I'm gonna make them like me, you know? Oh, he gonna like me. You gonna like me. I don't really care if you like me or not. It's cool if you do, but if you don't, like, I'm cool too. So, I don't know. I feel like confidence can be a touchy subject, but it's also something that I feel like everybody deserves. Everybody needs to tap into. Everybody needs to sharpen up on their self-love skills just so they can kind of get themselves a little boost, you know? But yeah, no, that's kind of all I have to say on that. Okay, so when it comes to the review, I guess I gotta give y'all like a review on everything that I kind of used today. Okay, so for the inside, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to give this palette like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I'm not a fan. I really am not. Like, while my eyes are cute, I really just don't care for this row of colors. I really liked this color, but the fact that I can barely get it was so hard for me to pick this color up with the brush yesterday and apply it to my lid when I was filming. And like, you can kind of see it on my hand. Oh, you can see it on my hand, like, for real, for real. And the finger swatch looks good too, but like, maybe that's one of those shadows that you just need to apply with your finger and not a brush, because the brush situation was not working. And then these colors, I do like them more just because they're a little bit more warm toned. But again, I just feel like they're colors that are like I have in any other palette. This is a palette that I would probably see at the store and leave at the store, but because it was sent to me, of course I'm gonna review it. I love ABH and I love Carli, but this just is not it for me. It isn't. I really, really, really do like the glitters though. I really like the fact that they look white when you pour them out, but then they reflect different colors. So I have Glisten, I think, in my crease, and then I have Snowfall like in the inner portion of my lid, and I really, really like those. And then what else did I use? Oh, the lip gloss. The lip gloss isn't like the best thing ever, but it's really pretty. I think I just like the formula of the Milani ones better just because I feel like it's glassier. The ABH ones kind of feel like I want to say moussey, but they're just not as like wet feeling and glossy as this Milani gloss. Nice. I think I'm just obsessed with these right now, but maybe I'm being biased. Okay, got my hoops back in. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope y'all got a little confidence booster. Wow, I tried to wink and it probably came out shitty because I don't really know how to wink. But back to the outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to let me know that down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Goodbye.